real. Don't you know that love is what you feel? It's all right. Yeah, it's all right.
Beautiful. That wonderful music video is part of the virtual celebrations for World Down Syndrome Day, and two of its stars join us this morning. Tricia Cousin from Team 21 Tots and our 9-year-old son Joshua are joining us.
Also joining us this morning is Barry Sheridan, the CEO of Down Syndrome Ireland, which marks its 50th anniversary this year. Good morning to you all, and thank you for joining us.
Morning.
Joshua, can we come to you first, because you're quite the star now as a result of this video. Tell us about it.
Tell us about the video. Did you like the video, Joshua?
Yeah.
Did you like making it?
Yeah.
What was your best part?
Okay.
Did you enjoy making the video, Josh? Because you're a big music star now, pal.
Pow.
Did you have fun making it?
Yeah.
What was your favourite part of making the video, Joshua?
My part is my
The singing and the silence?
and then they say
Very good.
Boy, you had great fun.
And can I ask you, Joshua, how excited are you that it is World Down Syndrome Day?
it was awesome.
It's awesome.
I love it. Good man.
It's a gorgeous video. Trina, will you tell us about your involvement in this video for anyone who's just tuning in this morning and doesn't know anything about it?
Brilliant. Well, Team 21 Tots was a charity that I formed with two other moms, Jan and Colette, back in 2013. And it was a preparation for children with Down syndrome before they went to preschool. So this is our third year now releasing a music video to celebrate World Down Syndrome Day. So the song that we chose this year, Crazy World by Aslam, I think you'll agree it's the perfect song for the year that we've all just had in lockdown. It's just fantastic because these parents, 40 of these families, they've had to kind of fill the gap in the year, be a speech and language therapist, be a physiotherapist or an occupational therapist, a teacher, all the while protecting their child, trying to keep them safe from the virus. But despite all of that, I think the video shows the resilience, the happiness, the fun, the laughter that comes out of the video. And I kind of get goosebumps when I watch it, thinking of a new mom who's just received a diagnosis and wondering how it's going to affect her family and how it's going to be. And there's a small little insight into 40 families there that are not only doing all right, they're thriving and they're absolutely loving life, and their child with Down syndrome is living their best life.
Well, that's a key message that comes across in the video. You know, as you say, you have 40 other families involved and they are celebrating the Down syndrome community. And that's a huge message from you guys, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so important. And on this day, World Down Syndrome Day, we've got a spotlight. And I think as a parent and an advocate, we need to use this day wisely, and we need to raise as much positive awareness, promote inclusion, and just to show the world outside of our community what our children are capable of. And our message to you today is, if you ever have an opportunity to have an impact on someone with Down syndrome, please be their friend, be their mentor, be their teacher, be their employer, and take a chance on them, because we know what they're capable of, and we just want you to see the same thing too.
That's a lovely message, Trina. Team 21 Tots, just so we understand it, it's about getting the children together and creating a network for them in terms of friendships and support, but it's also for mums and dads to connect as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, parents are walking in the door, we know, with children as young as 6 months old, and they're looking for support. And I think, to be honest with you, they have met lifelong friends at this point. We're all a fantastic community, and there's always somebody there who has an answer to a question that you may have or is experiencing the same thing. And I think in the early days that support is invaluable.
Barry, let us bring you in here. Tell us about World Down Syndrome Day. This is the 50th anniversary, is that right, Barry?
Well, it's the 50th anniversary of Down Syndrome Ireland, so it's a big year for Down Syndrome Ireland generally, and I think it's an opportunity, I suppose, to reflect and celebrate how far we've come as a society over the last 50 years. 50 years ago, people with Down syndrome had a completely different, I suppose, support network than what would be available today, and I think we've come a long way. I think it's important to say we still have a long way to go. There's an awful lot of work that we can still do and improve on as a society to ensure that the type of supports are available for all people with Down syndrome in terms of giving them the opportunity to live their lives, to be seen, to be heard, and to see them as a person and see the ability within each and every one of them.
It's a very different way to celebrate, though, this year, unfortunately, because of what's happening around the world, Barry. I mean, like every other charity, I'm sure you guys have had to pivot and think about how are we going to keep our fundraising campaigns going. It's been a tough year for you, I'd imagine.
Look, right across, the whole society has been hit, but I think the charitable sector has been particularly hit in terms of fundraising. Now, the public have been exceptional. Everyone is trying to help and continue to try and do their bit to kind of support the likes of ourselves and other charities along the way, but it has been difficult. The biggest impact outside of fundraising is not being able to offer the support and the services that we'd normally like to be able to offer on a day-to-day basis and in person. You know, not being able to do that in person has been really, really difficult. And for all our families and all our members around the country, as Trina was mentioning there, you know, the parents were becoming, you know, the SLTs, they're becoming the occupational therapists, they're becoming physio. So all of that, the educators, all of them kind of challenges were thrown up because of COVID. And it's been a really difficult year to try and, I suppose, navigate and try and kind of support as much as possible in very difficult circumstances. But at the same stage, you know, we have a wonderful community and people and volunteers around the country. And I'd just like to big shout out to all our volunteers around the country. They've done amazing work over the last 12 months to ensure that a level of support and level of service is still available there. But as I said, look, coming out of COVID, you know, there's going to be challenges there that we need to address and we need to meet. But we will get there. We will get there. There's a very strong community there. The volunteers are so important to making that all happen. And we look forward to the day when we can actually get back in person, offering services, offering supports that are so vitally needed and missed over the last 12 months.
And important to mention, Barry, people with Down syndrome are amongst the higher up the vaccine priority list.
Yes, well, yes. Since the last couple of weeks, when we got, we managed through a lot of lobbying to try and get them on that vulnerable list. That means that they're now in cohort 4. So that's adults with Down syndrome over the ages of 16. So that was a huge step because we know the international research was showing that people with Down syndrome were more likely to get sicker with COVID if they did catch it.
Yeah.
So the risk factors were very, very high there. So look, and I know last week there's been some delays, and that has been kind of, I suppose, worrying for parents and families. And we hope that the vaccination program will kick off again now from this weekend on, and hopefully get as many vaccinated as quickly as possible.
Hopefully. And Trina, you know, as well as celebrating you guys and your families, you know, the charity themselves, as Barry said, like 50 years ago, the help and support, you know, was so much different for what's available today. And I'm sure you guys want to raise your hat and say thanks. And you're doing this to try and help the charity as well, to try and raise funds.
Absolutely. And we're always just trying to allow our children to get the every best chance that they can get and be the best person that they can be to reach their full potential.
And Trina, where can viewers watch the wonderful video today?
Well, it's on the Down Syndrome Centre's social media platform and it's on YouTube.
Brilliant.
Very good. Well, listen, we appreciate your time. Josh, you are a superstar, my friend. Barry, Trina, Josh, thanks for joining us, guys.
Well done, Joshua.
Thanks for having us.
Thumbs up.
Bye.
Well done.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Now, stay with us. More Ireland AM after this quick break.